Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about how long does it normally take to land a setting offer. This is the age-old question. I get this a lot, so with popular demand, I guess, this is going to be your answer. This video should hopefully answer that question, okay? So I know there's going to be different people watching at different experience levels. Some are just getting started. They're a complete newbie. They don't know what to expect going into this. You also have people who you might be watching who have had like one or two offers before and have been in it for a couple weeks to a month and kind of know the game, but just want to get on a solid position and go from there. And then you also have people who are a bit more advanced and they know the game in and out, and maybe they're just watching this for fun, or they're just watching it to apply to a sales role, for example, instead of a setting one. Okay, so we're going to answer this today. There's a couple different factors that come into landing a role and the time frame that it takes. And if you want an answer, it's going to be hard for me to give. I know it's not what you wanted to hear, but I can't just give a blanket answer. I could say, for example, we have guys in my program, which if you're more curious to learn more about, then you can check out my Instagram down below. Look at the story highlights. It's called The Oracle, and everything else link in the description. Okay, but for example, my mentorship guys and girls, they can land an offer in about 30 days or less. All right, and then for others, maybe it takes more than 30 days, so it's very hard to give a blanket answer. We're going to go into the factors today. All right, some people, they get into this space and they do everything they need to do and they get an offer within like 7 to 14 days, if not sooner. I know people who have taken months and months and have still not landed an offer, and yeah, I know it's painful, but we're going to break down some factors and how to speed that up. So first thing, it's going to come down to a couple things that's going to determine this. First of all, it's pretty obvious. Okay, so the first thing that's going to come into play is obviously your experience level. If you have more experience, it's going to be quicker for you to land an offer. If you don't have much experience, it's going to be a bit harder. It's going to take a bit longer for you to land experience. Why? Because most people nowadays are looking for someone with experience. But don't let that fool you. Don't let that deter you from getting what you want, because I know people who have got zero to no experience. This is their first time, and yet they get an offer pretty easily. And then there's also people who have had experience, and for whatever reason, it's taken them a long time, weeks to a couple of months, to get on an offer. Okay, but experience is a big part of this. So the second thing is gonna be your personal brand slash your profile. Personal brand slash profile slash, you could say, online presence. Obviously, I have videos on how to optimize for this, so you can go check that out. I'm going to link it up here. But put it simply, the bigger your personal brand, the more optimized and the better your personal brand is online, how you present yourself. You don't even have to be posting content. Ideally, all of you are, because that's going to help you in the long run. But even just a clean-ass profile, and it has everything that someone who might be hiring is looking for, they're going to want to trust you more, they're going to want to believe in you more, and then we're more likely to hop on the interviews and essentially get the offer, okay? So that's another thing that comes into it, is the online presence. Make sure you're actively building that up, finding ways to make it better. If you need to make a separate account, I know you shouldn't. I know some people it's just an excuse, it's a cope to hide the fact that they're scared of posting online. But if you really need to make another account for a setting, for sales, then so be it, okay? Make sure whatever profiles you have online are all optimized. Instagram is optimized, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever else, even on Upwork or whatever job sites, even, what's it called? That one job site called Indeed, that's it. All of that has to be optimized. There are videos on how to optimize for those things, and even if it's not my videos, there's plenty of online videos out there. So make sure this is optimized, okay? Because first impressions do matter. And if you want to land a role as quickly as possible, then you need to take that into account. Okay, so the next thing is going to be your connections, your network, the communities that you're in. Okay, so if we were to just rely on, I say all the time on the channel that, it's a numbers game, you need to be doing more volume, and that is true, for sure. But you also need to be doing volume into this. You need to do volume in the activity of getting in front of the right people. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Growing your connections, building your network, getting into more communities. What do I mean by that? Setter communities, sales communities, entrepreneurs communities, whether they're free, whether they're paid, it doesn't matter. Get in as many rooms as you can where you might meet the right people, setters, closers, biz owners, growth operators even. I can make another video on that about growth operators, but get yourself in the right rooms, okay? Because what might be the equivalent of you doing 50 outreach or 100 outreach, 100 DMs on Instagram, let's say the equivalent to that in connections and communities is if you join like 1 to 2 communities. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this makes your job a lot easier. If you could just get in the right rooms where you're already in front of the people that you might want to be in touch with, then it just makes your whole job a lot easier on top of the outreach that you're doing, okay? So do that. And similarly, I'm going to say outreach. So like, how much outreach are you doing? Is it good outreach? Are you reaching the right people? Are you doing your follow-ups? This all comes into play, all right? So got plenty of videos on that. I mean, I've got plenty of videos on all of these, so you can go check it out. But pretty much, these are the 4 things. Actually, let me add the 5th thing. I already made a similar video, actually, on this kind of topic. So I'm going to say what I said in the last video, which is your interview skills / overall mindset. Interview skills and mindset, Matt, what does that mean? Like, how are they linked? What's the connect? Your mindset basically is gonna affect everything you do here. So if you have a poor mindset, if you don't have much confidence, if you don't have much conviction in yourself, then don't expect to land an offer anytime soon, just because like it's gonna affect everything. When you're on the interview, you're gonna be not confident, you're gonna be insecure, you're gonna slip up on your questions, and you're just not gonna come across as very competent. Outreach, you're just going to give up way too quickly, and you're just going to be, discouraged. You're not going to look at what's not working, what's working, staying logical, seeing and testing as you go. Connections, networks, communities, you're not just going to put yourself out there as much. People aren't going to vibe with you as much. Therefore, making connections is going to be a bit harder. And then the rest here as well. Personal brand, you're not going to have a good personal brand. You're not going to have a good profile. And an experience, you're not even going to be like, you're gonna be scared, basically. You're gonna be a bit nervous on trying to get in the trenches and actually get the experience, which is the only way you get experience, okay? So interview skills as well. Obviously, if you can crush the interview, that's like the 90% of it. The 90% is all of this. The last 10% is the interview, because if you can't make the interview, if you don't land it, then it doesn't matter all the work that you did prior, okay? So make sure your interview skills are on point. I've also got videos on that. All right, so these are a couple things that will determine how long it'll take for you to land an offer. So if all these things are aligned, and then we'll leave experience out for a second, okay? I'm gonna bring that in. But let's say this is on point, this is on point, this is on point, and this is on point, then it should honestly only take you a couple days, let's say 7 days to, let's say 7 to 30 days to get on an offer. If all these things are optimized and they're great, like they're optimized to a T, now it shouldn't take you more than 30 days to get on an offer, okay? Like, I don't see how, if all these things are optimized, that you can't get on an offer within a month, within 30 days. If it's taking long, then it's one of these things, okay? Now let's take experience in. That just means that you should land it even sooner, okay? You should land it even sooner. If you don't have experience, it'll take a bit longer, okay? So this is the tricky part. That's why I don't like giving a blanket answer, because a lot of things come into factor. But let's say if you have experience, it's going to be a bit quicker. If you don't have experience, it's going to take a bit longer. But still, 7 to 30 days, I've seen it. I've seen people land it sooner. I've seen people take a bit longer, as I said, because a couple of these things aren't optimized. So that's how long it normally takes. Obviously, if you're in, like I said, the right connections, you have the right connections, you're growing your network, you're in the right communities, whether that be my program, my mentorship, shameless plug again, whether that be my school community here, which is actually completely free to join right here. We're coming in on almost 500 members. I do a weekly call inside the community. So if you want to join that, you see we got Will over here, for example. He's not a one-to-one student of mine, but he's landed 3 interviews in less than 48 hours. I remember being on a call with him actually, so shout out you, Will. Hopping on a call with you, and you were just starting from a complete scratch. You had a book of notes and you weren't even looking yet, I think. And then he's gone and joined the community, and he's gone and landed 3 interviews, less than 48 hours. He's 16, I think, if I remember. Yeah, he's 16, live in the middle of English countryside. So, perfect example of being in the right rooms. We've got someone here hiring. Someone here, Kieran, wants to do sales roleplay. So we got a thriving community of people on the same journey. And then we got Cal over here giving some sauce out of the kindness of his heart. So I appreciate you, Cal. And then some new people who are joining, who are introducing themselves. Okay, so if you're not already part of this group, it's literally free. Like, I don't know what you're doing. It's literally like you are applying what I say in the video, which is getting the right communities. Then join, link in the description. Okay, Art of Appointment Setting. If you want the shortcut, though, the entire process from getting in the right rooms, outreach, interview, directly from me. If you want to learn directly from me, if you also want to learn how to actually book interviews consistently, me holding you accountable to a standard, because this game's not easy. You can have ups and downs in your productivity. You can have ups and downs in this journey, to be honest. So if you need someone to hold you accountable, if you need a group of people who are killers and will hold you accountable to that standard, so you're printing meetings consistently and you're actually making 2 to 5K plus per month, which is 24K to 60K plus per year, remotely from anywhere in the world. If you also want access to my connections, and you want me to introduce you to people who might be hiring on a regular, then you can also join the Oracle. The Oracle in the description. You can book a call with me, and we'll see if you'd be a good addition. Worst case scenario, if not, we'll give you some action steps and we'll point you in the right direction. All right? So that's how long I think it will usually take to land a setting offer nowadays in 2024. Make sure all these things are optimized. Experience, the only reason why I didn't touch on this as much or tick this off is because it's one of the less controllable ones. It's like, okay, either you had experience in the past or you didn't have experience. It is what it is, all right? But the rest of these are very, very controllable. So watch my videos if you need, join the community, and join the Oracle if you want the fastest way to success. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao.